Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to draw the head from a 3/4 view, and this will be part 2 of how to draw heads. So if you haven't watched the first video, which is how to draw heads from the front view, I recommend checking that video out. I will link it in the description below, and I think that'll help give you just a better overall sense of where to put everything, but I will be continuing from where we left off so you can start drawing characters from a 3/4 perspective. So let's get into it. So first I'm going to start with a sphere. Now you always want to think about drawing in 3D, so just a good exercise to practice, I always do this as a warm-up, is just drawing 3-dimensional shapes. So I will also link a video of how to start drawing the basic shapes, and just so you can get used to that, in the description below, but I'll just do a quick overview here. So for drawing a 3-dimensional sphere, you want to have, obviously, it look 3D. So you're going to start out by just drawing a circle, and then from here we are going to draw a smaller circle going horizontally, or I should say an oval, just to indicate the inside depth of the circle. So if I were to shade this in, for example, it would look like it was a ball cut in half. And if I were to draw a vertical oval going like that and just shade it in like this, it would look like a circle cut in half vertically. Alright, so from here, now that I have my 3-dimensional sphere, I'm going to start with the jaw. And for this, I'm going to imagine the cheekbone poking out. So you're going to have the cheek right here, and then starting from the edge of the sphere, I'm just going to bring it down like that. So basically you're just creating almost like a half circle, starting from the corner of the sphere, about right in line with the horizontal edge of this oval, and bringing it all the way around to the edge of the sphere. Now, like I said in my other videos, I'm going to be super rough with this because it's just a sketch. So I want you to just be free and rough with it too. Don't worry about making like a very perfect circle or anything like that, because we are learning and you're going to be doing this exercise over and over and over to develop that muscle memory. So we're not worried about having perfect circles. We're more concerned about understanding the 3-dimensional shapes and how to construct a head. So from here, I also want to show that this part of the face, so this jaw right here starting about at the nose, actually protrudes out a little bit. So it's not going to be just flat down like that, it's actually going to curve out. So from the edge of this horizontal line, I'm actually going to bring it out a little bit. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go straight down, I'm going to curve it out a little bit like that. Okay, and then from here I can add in the nose. So the nose is going to be right about at this horizontal line, and I'm just going to start out with a oval. And we are going to come back to this later, and we are going to add even more depth to all the shapes, but right now we are just blocking them in. So after that, I'm going to add in the eyes. And a trick that I learned that I really like is creating a mask for the eyes. So this also helps a lot with the eyebrow placement. So basically, you know how superheroes wear a mask? You're going to think about creating a mask for your character just to help with the eye and eyebrow placement. So we're going to start just by creating like a little U, like a little divot, about right in the middle between the nose and the top of the head. And we're going to think about it wrapping around the sphere. So it's not going to just be like that, because that would look very flat, but we're going to think about following the shape of this sphere. Going to come around right about to this inner edge of the vertical line, and it's going to come down a little bit past this horizontal line, and then it's going to start curving up around the bridge of the nose, and then back up again, and it's going to be cut off by the edge of this head. So, like I said, this is going to take a lot of practice. Don't worry if you don't get this right away. I encourage you to practice these steps and this overall exercise every day just so you can get used to it. I've done this hundreds of times and I still practice it every day. And it's also really fun because you can create characters' heads, and I feel like the head is really the essence of who the character is. It says a lot about the character. So anyway, from here we can draw in the mouth. And again, I'm just putting it about in the middle between the bottom of the chin and the bottom of the nose. And I'm just keeping it simple, a little smile. So now coming back to this mask, we are going to create the eyes. So we don't want the eyes to obviously take up this whole space, right? I mean, you can if you want, but for my character, I'm not going to have him have huge eyes. So about, I would say about a third, again, you don't have to be exact, from the top of the mask, and then pretty much to the bottom of this horizontal line right here. I'm just going to block in the eye. Now for the second eye, since this is a 3/4 view, you have to think about how does the bridge of the nose affect the second eye. So with the nose, I'm going to start blocking in. Usually it curves up like so. And since we're not seeing this head flat on, this eye is going to be a little bit smaller than the first one, and it's going to be a little bit obstructed, just very slightly, from this nose ridge right here. And now that we have this nose ridge, I just curved it along, remembering to curve along the shape of the mask. I'm just going to continue it and add in the eyebrow. So again, for the second one, adding in eyebrows is super easy with this method because you pretty much just follow the top of the mask and then you add a second bottom arch for the eyebrows, and there you have some eyebrows. Now for the ear, I'm going to come over to the edge of the sphere and just right on the edge of that horizontal oval. So we're going to think about keeping the ear about in line with the bottom of the eye, so about right here, until about the bottom of the nose. And if you want to continue wrapping this around just so you can see exactly where to place the ear, again, we want to remember that this is a 3D shape, not going flat across. I'm just going to extend out this line a little bit. Again, for the bottom of the oval, starting where the nose is, extend it out a little bit. So this is about where we can block in the ear. And I'm just bringing it in a little bit past the edge of the head because we don't want the ears to look like they're behind the head. We want them to look like they're attached. And then I'll quickly add in a little neck right here. And for the pupils, I'm just going to have him kind of looking up and to the right. So there we go, and then I'll just quickly block in some hair, and I will quickly show you a hair trick as well. So as the hair grows out of the head, it will start about right in between where the eyebrows are and the top of the head. Again, this differs for everyone, but just to block it in, I'll just add a little mark right there, and then again, remembering that this is a 3D shape and the hair is going to wrap around the head, From here, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit like that. And then I'm going to show a little bit of the corner on this side. So that would be how the hair grows out of the head. This would be if someone had very short hair that was pretty much shaved to the scalp. But if you want to add extra hair on top of this, I'm actually going to turn this into a girl who has a tight bun. So I'm just going to add in an oval, and again, since I want this to look like it's on the back of her head, I'm going to bring this line of the head in front of that oval. And in order to make it look like her hair is actually being pulled back, I'm going to add a little bit more height to the hair so it's not just flat against the scalp. Okay, so that is an example of the 3/4 view, and before I forget, I'm going to quickly show you how to add some more dimension to the nose. So remember how I drew this nose as an oval? We're going to think of it like we did the head, where it's a 3-dimensional shape. So I'm going to just very roughly add in some guidelines, and I will show you over here because I can see that it's getting a little bit hard to see what I'm doing over here on a nostril. So over here, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate a nose. So I pretty much just started with an oval, and then from there I added depth to it by adding these ovals that we talked about before. And then from there, this is going to be the edge of the nose. We're just going to see a little bit of the left nostril popping out, and then coming around here, I'm going to add a nostril just on the edge, and then add in the end of the nostril. I don't know all the exact terminology for the nose, but I know how to do a basic construction of it, so there you go. That is how you can create a 3-dimensional nose. And then to add the bridge of the nose, just continue a line starting from the edge of the left side of the oval and then curve it up like that. So I also wanted to show you an example of how you can use this method to create illustrations. I've just included a picture of an illustration that I did using a 3/4 view, and as you can see with the head, I used all the same steps that we did before, and then I just did my line work over that so that it would cover up the sketch. I deleted the sketch and I was able to color over that. And I always encourage you guys to start with construction, because construction is the base for all that you do. If I had just gone for the line work, not actually worked out any of the construction, it would not look like this at all. Honestly, I drew like that for a long time and my characters looked really flat and the face features just looked really off. But practicing this method of constructing the head using the simple formula that I just showed you, I was able to improve my character design skills a lot. I'm nowhere near as good as I want to be, but honestly, art is a journey, so I just encourage you guys to keep working on it. You're going to improve, I promise, and just have fun with it. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. I'm going to continue making a lot more videos about helpful art tips so you guys can continue to improve your skills and become the artist that you want to be. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon for the next video about how to draw heads from the side view. Bye guys!